Greetings all. Today I'm going to talk about Alamitos Bay Cruiser's Guide. This is a follow-up video to my Long Beach Shoreline Village Cruiser's Guide, which is the neighboring marina here. They're located in Southern California, Port of Long Beach, Port of Los Angeles, south of Los Angeles Basin, close to the Channel Island, so it makes a really good cruiser's destination if you're transiting down the west coast of North America to Baja or cruising the Channel Islands and Catalina. We're only about 26 miles from Catalina there. And one of the big things, again, it's surrounded by breakwater, so it makes a very protected area. Now, Long Beach is what I can consider a funner place, a lot of city activities and a lot of things that go on there, where Alamitos Bay is a little bit more of a cruiser's destination. We're surrounded by a lot of grocery stores, restaurants. We have a Marina shipyard. We have some chandleries there. So if you need repair and a place to really reprovision, that's a great place to go. You'll see on the Google Earth image that there's a small marina kind of to the southeast to the right of Alamitos Bay. That's Huntington Harbor. And that's more of a private type of marina, meaning that there's a lot of residential houses there. It's also home to the Seal Beach Naval Weapons Center. I don't recommend going there, especially if you have a sailboat, because there's a very low bridge and you'll encounter a world of hurt actually getting in there. And there's very few amenities that we actually see at Huntington Harbor for transient cruisers and such. So you want to make sure that you're going in Alamitos Bay. It's just inside the breakwater at kind of the south or southeast edge of Long Beach Harbor. Not super protected, but once you do get in the breakwater, if you're transiting at night, what you could see is that you could actually kind of get inside the breakwater, go to the west end of the bait barge, and you could anchor in about 60 feet of water along the breakwater. However, going inside Alamitos Bay isn't so bad. It is kind of a narrow but long jetty that comes out, and once you get in through that, you're doing pretty good. First thing you'll see as you start to get into the bay proper is a restaurant called Ballast Point. It has a big red sign, and it says Ballast Point. So looking at our approach to Alamitos Bay, which is at the east end of LA Harbor, Long Beach Harbor area, the east end of the breakwater there, slide in via Queensgate, which is at the west end of the LA Harbor area near San Pedro. You can also approach it midway from Queensgate, which is at the Port of Long Beach, or at the south end here, the Alamitos Channel, which is where Alamitos Bay is actually located at. While inside the breakwater and, of course, inside the harbors, it's very well protected from the elements. I will make a disclaimer. Because Alamitos Bay is located at the east end of the breakwater, it is subjected to southerly swell. So if there's a hurricane off Baja or approaching San Diego and such, we may get some pretty big swell. There's some pretty good footage of the swell coming inside the jetty leading into the harbor. So you might want to beware if the weather's rough. I would probably suggest either sliding inside the breakwater and anchoring out near the bait barge, or cruising up to the Port of Long Beach and Shoreline Harbor and stay at Shoreline Harbor up there, because it's definitely all weather and very, very well protected. Otherwise, hey, take a chance. Take the wild ride. You might end up on one of those videos where showing people coming inside the bar and, Bronco Gurus, boaters of the week and stuff. But it could be a wild ride. So, yeah, there it is. Bad conditions. Well, while coming into the jetty via storm conditions is one thing, in most conditions it's fair weather and pretty easy. Also, if you happen to come in at night, there's a few things that you could look for. Again, because it's at the east end of the breakwater, it's pretty easy to kind of get around that. If you're coming through one of the other gates, it's not too bad either. But what we see is it's near in the background, you'll see a flashing red light, very, very far distant. That's Signal Hill, and that's kind of a good target for where the approach actually is. Otherwise, it's pretty standard to the west. You know, you're going to have the Port of Long Beach and Shoreline Harbor and such. Otherwise, there's a green and red marker marking it in, and you could kind of thread the needle and go through the jetty, and eventually you're going to see a red sign, and that's Ballast Point that I've mentioned before as kind of our reference point to actually being inside. In the jetty, it's pretty straightforward. Again, watch for recreational boaters if you're there during a busy weekend, and look for Ballast Point. Again, kind of our reference point for the beginning of the harbor proper. Right past Ballast Point, across the way from it, is the Alamitos Bay Yacht Club. So if you're yachty, that's one place. And there's also a large turning basin. So if you need to turn your boat around or just take a break and down your sails and stuff, if you come under power, that's a great place to do it. Again, it's pretty large and usually not too crowded. I guess our first order of business is getting down to the Marina office. Just past Ballast Point is, you'll see some kind of guest slips. A lot of those are private, but you'll see an American flag. It's kind of a blue building, and there are slips in front of the Marina office. So you could park there. There's a pump out station and such, and you could go up and deal with any paperwork. If you're looking for a transient slip via the city of Long Beach and such. Otherwise, if you're a yachty, there's a number of yacht clubs around the area. Again, there's the Alamitos Bay Yacht Club, there's the Long Beach Yacht Club, and there's the Seal Beach Yacht Club. And I was going to say Long Beach Yacht Club has the most amount of slips available, so if you have reciprocation for that, you may want to call ahead and see if they have some slips that are available. Otherwise, the city does have some transient slips, I guess, usually 60 feet and under. They may have accommodations for bigger with the Long Beach Yacht Club, which can definitely go to 105 feet. And you'll generally get an end tie slip. So what we do see is that once you check in with the Marina office, you'll have to show proof of insurance, registration, so that you could actually get a transient slip. It's the transient slip locations are located north or down from the Marina office and past the fuel dock. And once completing all your paperwork with the Marina office or securing something with Long Beach Yacht Club, you can go and find your slip, and it's just north of the Marina office, past the fuel dock, and there are a number of slips there. Depending on your size of boat, it's hard to say where you're going to be at. Usually they start with the bigger boats closer to the Marina office, and the smaller boats further north. And if you keep on going further north, then you start to enter into the Marina shipyard and the fire department. So there is a shipyard here, and just kind of in that plaza of the shipyard are a bunch of other marine services, and I'll talk all about that in a little bit. There's also the fire department. Now, I'll make a disclaimer here. There are a number of bridges around Alamitos Bay, and you want to be careful if you have a sailboat or a really tall boat about going underneath the bridge. You'll see the first bridge right down from the shipyard and fire department, and that's our biggest bridge. That's about 35-40 feet tall depending on tide, but all the other bridges are a little bit smaller, and depending on how tall your boat is, you want to be wary about going down some blind channels and trying to make a tight turnaround. So not too bad there. Well, once you've secured berthage for your boat, the rest of the places I'm going to show can either be made by dinghy, or by walking, or by taking some type of wheeled mechanism, whether it be a bike or car, or even one of the scooters that we have around here. So we get to see our next adventure. However, I will say that the shipyard, you can actually take your boat, and that's down by the fire department and the bridge. Considering where you're going to be docking your boat, the closest Generally will be West Marine, which is next to the Seal Beach Yacht Club. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump. You can walk there, no problem. Another close by one is Captain's Locker. It's a little bit further down by the Marina offices where you would have seen the harbor master and checked in there. Then we also have the Marina shipyard, and there's a bunch of other ancillary services within the little complex there. And that's further down a little bit north, near the first bridge, the fire department, and such. And what we see is there's an electrician there. There's even welding places. So there's a bunch of services right in the area. Prices are competitive for the area, so you don't have to feel like you're getting ripped off or anything like that. So I highly recommend it. I've used them quite a bit, so they're all pretty good guys over there. Well, so far you can see that Alamitos Bay has a lot to offer for the long-distance cruiser, but it gets better than that. One thing that we do have is the Aqualink, which is this yellow boat here. It goes from Alamitos Bay over to Shoreline Village and Rainbow Harbor, which is in downtown Long Beach. So if there's events there that you want to check out, you can hop on the Aqualink. Yeah, it's a boat taxi or boat bus, and it costs $5 each way. Well, now I'm going to give you a little driving tour of some of the area just surrounding the Alamitos Bay Marina proper. And we're going to start off with the 2nd Street Bridge, and you can see where the shipyard is at. Kind of demarks a little bit of the end there. And we're going to drive down the bridge here towards the Marina proper, and we're going to end up at what we call Marina Drive and 2nd Street, which is right next to Pacific Coast Highway, or what we call PCH and 2nd Street. There's a big mall right there, and if we make a right, we're skirting the marina here, and we're heading towards West Marine. And there's a number of restaurants there, but as we go down, we'll approach those a little bit later. And then we make kind of a little right into the Alamitos Bay proper, and that's where Captain's Locker and the harbor master is located at. So that's kind of the general lay of the area, and we can see that there's a lot of shopping there. PCH and 2nd is a large mall, and we're also right next to a place called Seal Beach, and I'll talk about Seal Beach in another video. So yeah, we have a lot to offer here, and we're going to highlight some of the places around here. Well, this is kind of a difficult section to talk about, but we'll talk about the grocery stores and shopping and restaurants around the area. I will make a disclaimer that there's some really good shopping about a mile away over on what we call 2nd Street from Alamitos Bay for retail items, so to speak. Also, the mall at PCH and 2nd is also good, really good for, medium to high end retail goods there. So yeah, if you want to get your shopping fix, it's definitely a way to go. As for restaurants, there's oodles of restaurants all around the area, and I can't make strong recommendations for one. There are a number of them surrounding the marina. I mentioned Ballast Point already. There's Schooner later, great for breakfast. We have the San Pedro Fish Market, another great kind of dinner area. Again, over at the mall at PCH and 2nd, there's restaurants over there. There's also grocery stores over at PCH and 2nd, noted by Whole Foods. And across the street, so PCH and 2nd is across the street from the marina, across the street from PCH and 2nd, crossing PCH, we have Trader Joe's, we have Bevmo, we have food, pet food places, we have drugstores. So there's just a lot of places to actually go for. I mean, notably in the area, if we're looking at grocery shopping, we have Whole Foods, we have Trader Joe's, we have Ralph's, we have a Pavilions, which is a Vons. We also have a Vons kind of nearby. We have a Gelson's. We have CVS as a drugstore right there at PCH and 2nd. So yeah, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong coming to Alamitos Bay looking for provisions, so to speak. Yeah, California prices, but it even gets better than that. We have a farmer's market on Sundays at the marina, so you can get nice fresh vegetables then. As for restaurants, again, I don't want to recommend any super strongly, but we also have an In-N-Out burger if you're not from California or not near an In-N-Out, world famous that way. So yeah, we definitely have it all. It's a little overwhelming. Also nearby, if you have bicycles or if you even rent a scooter, yeah, you could go over to PCH and you could go on over the bridge onto across Naples Island, onto 2nd Street to Belmont Shore. Restaurants galore there, shopping, boutique shopping over on 2nd Street. Great place there. Also within a mile, kind of east of the area or south of the area, we have Seal Beach in the downtown area. There's very quaint with plenty of restaurants and boutique shops there. So a lot of good retail items. This is the thing that makes it more than just a cruisers passing by, hanging out here, getting your boat fixed and going on. Yeah, you could come up here from Newport or Marina Del Rey, and you could do a little staycation down here in Alamitos Bay. And even if you're looking at concert events or some type of activity over at Long Beach, you could, again, take the Aqualink over there. If you have a big dinghy, no problem to take that there. We also have Belmont Shore, and again, I'll talk about that a little bit more in another video, and same with Seal Beach. These are also somewhat dinghy accessible, so we have a lot of options surrounding the area that makes this more than just a layover area. Again, we also have Catalina Island, 26 miles away, kind of a direct shot to Avalon, heading up a little bit into the wind and chop. We have 2 harbors, but you could sneak going up through the breakwater up towards Angel's Gate and San Pedro and cutting over that way. So yeah, check out some of my other videos on going to Catalina. I talk about this. I talk about the Long Beach shoreline area, marina there, in another video, and I'll be making subsequent videos on Belmont Shore and Seal Beach. So yeah, we definitely have a lot of really cool things around here that really makes this for a really good destination. Well, I'm wrapping up our quick tour around Alamitos Bay with the Marina Pacifica area, and this is kind of the furthest north. And there's a shopping center there, there's a Ralph store there, there's movie theaters, and there's a few other places there, but there's a dinghy dock there, so you could actually take the dinghy, go up around there, kind of slide in that way, and if you're patronizing Marina Pacifica, you could actually park your dinghy there. So definitely at the very north end, this is kind of the hidden treasure of Alamitos Bay. Well, I hope you found this quick video informative and hopefully helpful about Alamitos Bay and its marina that we have here. I encourage you to check out my other videos. One is on Long Beach Harbor and the marinas there, Shoreline Village and Rainbow Harbor. Also, with Alamitos Bay, I have a kayaking video where we go around Naples Island, and if you have a dinghy, it would be definitely very good, or if you're in paddleboarding, that'd be a really informative video for Alamitos Bay. Also, subsequently, I'm going to put together a Seal Beach video, quick tour of that, and a little bit of Huntington Harbor, so that's areas just a little bit to the east of us, and more for the nightlife. I'll do a video on 2nd Street and Belmont Shore. There's some cruisers amenities associated with that, such as moorings and things that happen there. And it's a very exciting thing. And it'll show you some of the other opportunities for recreation around the area. So I really encourage you, if you're considering doing some coastal cruising, looking at Alamitos Bay and the Long Beach area as a potential stop, spend a few days or even a week or so there. So with that, I really encourage you to give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Hopefully look forward to my other videos and my previous videos about the subject material. I thank you a lot, and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.